is our award-winning Aermotor Windmill.
This is the story of our Model A602 Aermotor Windmill. It has an 8-foot diameter and a 27-foot tower. It is from a farm in the Spokane Valley and was refurbished and put up on our farm in 2013.
Before I can tell you about our windmill, I have to tell you about our well. We had the well drilled on the farm, and it was a little nerve-wracking because the well drilling company just gives you a wood stake to stick in the ground. Wherever you stick that wood stake, that's where they drill, and it's expensive. But luckily we hit water. Our well is 98 feet deep, and the first thing we had installed was this hand pump because we didn't have any power on the farm. It's still in there and it's still operating. But the beauty of this hand pump is it's also equipped to be hooked to the windmill, so we can pump water with our windmill. All we'd have to do is hook that rod up to this rod from the pump, and it will pull this up and down, which is how the pump works. A couple years ago, once we did get power, we went ahead and added an electric pump as well, which has a pressurized system, and both pumps are in the well and they both work.
Why did we end up getting a windmill if we were going to eventually have pressurized water?
Well, there's a couple of reasons. One, I guess, is nostalgia. Here in eastern Washington, you see a lot of old farmsteads with windmills, and that was the mainstay of how they pumped their water in the day. We liked the idea of a windmill because of, one, the way it looked, and two, its redundancy. If we ever have a power failure, we can still get water. And we do plan to use the windmill to pump stock water regularly, so that'll even allow us to save on our electric bills, not having to use the electric pump.
Did you just go on Craigslist and find this windmill, or go down to Sears, or what do you do to find a windmill?
Well, first of all, you have to have a windmill guy. So we have a windmill guy. His name is Hugh Grim, and he's in Spokane, and he takes old windmills and restores them. And we were actually, Virginia, myself, and my dad were at a agricultural fair in the Spokane Valley, and he had a display there, and we got to talking with him, and we asked him, if he ever sold windmills, and he's like, sure, I do that. And we got his card because we figured, in a couple years we might give him a call and see what he has. Well, we called him the next day, and he was like, I have a windmill, it's not quite for sale yet, because he wanted to show it at the Spokane Interstate Fair that fall. So we were okay with that because we didn't really have a place for the windmill yet, so we came to an agreement where basically we would buy our windmill on layaway. So we negotiated a price, and we just started making monthly payments. He kept the windmill because he needed it for that fall, and he showed it at the Spokane Interstate Fair, and it won a blue ribbon, so that's why we have an award-winning Aermotor Windmill. And then the following spring, once we got the concrete installed and everything set up, he came out and helped us set it up.
To make sure we had a strong foundation, so we used rebar, and the corners go down about 3.5 feet. With the foundation done, we went and picked up the tower. It fit together in 2 pieces on the trailer. Hugh Grim brought the actual windmill on the day of installation. This was such an exciting day for us on the farm, not just because we've been paying for over a year on layaway for this windmill, and getting it up on the farm meant that we were moving forward with our farm dreams, but it also meant we didn't have to pump water anymore by hand. This was a very critical moment in the installation. The bolts for the windmill had to be exactly 5 feet and 3 inches apart and square. Luckily, everything lined up and our installation went perfectly. We are so thankful to have had such a wonderful windmill guy to help us get our windmill up. We have had our windmill now for 4 years. We have used it to pump water with the wind. We don't have it yet to pump water for livestock, but that is coming hopefully this next year. Our maintenance mainly means climbing about once a year and checking the oil in the gearbox. What does somebody do if they don't have a windmill guy or if they're trying to find parts?
There is actually Aermotor. They are still in business, and you can still buy brand new Aermotor windmills. There's several companies out there that offer parts and expertise for the different brands. And when in doubt, look on the internet. There's always everything has a following, so you can find groups that are very knowledgeable on windmills.
We think there still is a place for older technology on modern farms. It doesn't have to be one thing or the other. We hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.